First thing what I want to start with is looking at intrusion detection suricata. What we have and what I provide on the screen is, in this case, we have taken data from your EDR, in this case, CrowdStrike, but it could just as easily be Tenable. It knows which IP addresses are vulnerable to CVEs. We've taken that information and we've ingested it into a Corelight sensor. Now Corelight is looking for those CVEs. In this case, what you'll see is we have instances where the source of the network communication, we had 3 times where there was one that was vulnerable to a CVE that we know about. So again, we're operationalizing that data. We're taking that compliance and we're operationalizing and saying, we've seen something here. And this one, it was the destination host. Now, what we can do with this, when I drill down into this, I'm going to get additional information that's going to tell me about this host. And what I'm doing is I'm combining, it's that better together story. There's data that's coming from, it formerly was called Falcon Spotlight within CrowdStrike. What we've done here is we've combined data so that we have the unique identifier that Corelight provides, and that's links to all the sessions. Community ID is a key that allows you to search from network data, Corelight data, into your EDR, where it's based, you have primitives on the network, the port, and the protocol. So think of that as your key to find disparate data types. The unique identifier from the host. So if I want to find specific information in my EDR data about this, I have that as well as traditional networking information. And what I can do in this case is I can drill down and say, well, tell me a little bit, we call our IP interrogation about this responding host. Now that I know from my CrowdStrike information about this, I've got the CVE, the network detected it. Let's look in the network data and see what I have. In this case, I'm going to get traditional network information about the ports that were in use for this device. How is it communicating? Internal versus external, as well as intel details. So in this case, there's threat intelligence where I talked about that security ecosystem, that better together story, having that information, as well as information from our notice log. So this particular IP address was involved in other events of interest on the network that I might want to drill into. And so the goal with this is really prioritizing an event, because you're always going to have hosts that are going to be vulnerable in your network environment. And so having that is going to make it easier for you to regain time from the day.